has finally started. The 7 Deadly Sins greatness. Oh my god, dude. I've been following this series for quite a while now, almost this entire year, and to see it in anime form, this makes me unbelievably happy. I promise you right now. Now, I am a manga reader, it's obvious. I got all the volumes that's currently out in America at the moment. Now, you're probably wondering, was it adapted properly? Let me answer that question. Yes, it was. Actually, they added in a little bit of filler into this episode, which is actually a very good sign. It's a really good sign because that might mean that this could become a very long-running series. I don't know exactly how many episodes have been announced for the 7 Deadly Sins or Nanatsu no Taizai, but they only adapted the first chapter from this series. They only adapted the first chapter. I'm not joking with you. So, this is very hopeful. If they are doing what I think they're doing, and they are adapting this series properly, if A1 Pictures is actually doing what I think they're doing, they're going to actually give this the SAO2 type treatment with the adaptation with the flawless pacing, we have a badass series on our hands. Seriously, I am not lying to you right now. This series is greatness. It is so fucking good. It is unbelievable how good this series is. I'm not going to spoil nothing, but it's unbelievable. Now, I want to nip this at the bud while it's still fresh. Now, a lot of people that are probably anime-only watchers and watching this for the first time are probably wondering, why do I feel like this has some fairy tale type vibes? This, by no means, is similar to fairy tale. I want to say that right now. This is not similar to fairy tale. The only fairy tale vibes you should get from this series is, I guess, the overall atmosphere of the background. That's it. The background's the way the fantasy looks. That's the only reason why I could say you could have, you know, a fairy tale type vibe to it. Besides that, no. This series is very mature. A very mature series. It gets very mature. I'm just going to let you know that right now. And the story is great. Now, besides that, let's talk about this first episode. The voice acting. Fucking good. Fucking good. Fucking good. Oh, man. Meliodas' voice actor. Damn. Meliodas' voice actor. Fuck. Hawk. 10 out of 10 for Hawk. I'm saying it right now. 10 out of 10 for Hawk. That voice actor and Hawk greatness. Hawk is best pig. Best fucking pig ever. Hawk. Hawk for the win. Hawk is best pig of all fucking time. Best pig. Okay, now that I got that out of the way. Elizabeth, her voice actor. I like that voice actor. The voice actor definitely suits Elizabeth. I like the actual overall voice actor for her. Meliodas' voice actor is great. But my man at the end of this episode, that dude, I'm not going to reveal his name. I don't want to spoil no one. That dude at the end of the episode. Voice actor. Oh. Okay. That voice actor is amazing for him. Amazing. That is the voice I pictured when I was reading the manga. That is the voice. Okay. Episode. Like I said, paced properly. The pacing of this episode was wonderful. Very, very wonderful. Everything I wanted from this series. Now, if A1 Pictures does the proper pacing for the next, 2 to 3 episodes, then we're going to have, another SAO2. We're pretty much going to have proper pacing. Now, overall, I felt like the main plot and concept they set up in this episode was good. The main concept, if you're still interested, is about, how the Princess of the Kingdom is trying to find all the 7 Deadly Sins, or Nanatsu no Taizai, trying to find them all, hunt them down to stop a war from happening with the Holy Knots. And that is the main objective and goal that's laid before us in this episode. So now we have our goal, we know what our goal is, and we know what to expect. So right now, I'm curious, how does anime-only watchers right now feel about this series? I really want to know how anime-only watchers feel about Nanatsu no Taizai. I'm very curious, because when I first read this in the manga, I was just so fucking hopped up, because it really has a good aspect to it, and the overall mystery of the world, the way it showcases everything, is really cool. And that, I'm just very curious. I'm just curious to see all the new fans of this series. I really want to know what everybody thinks about the plot, the characters. Overall, the fan service, when we saw Meliodas, squeezing Opie of Elizabeth in this episode, there's not that much fan service. They did that in the first chapter of the series, and there's really not that much fan service whatsoever in the series. So if you're wondering if there's going to be abundant amount of fan service, don't worry. Okay, I'm just letting you know right now. They do it from time to time, but it's not so excessive that it distracts the the plot and all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm just warning you all right now, don't worry about the fan service. It's not about, unless they started adding in fan service type filler. That's the only thing I could say why you would see fan service. Besides that, yeah, there should be no more fan service for a little bit. Now, I personally believe the music score, 10 out of 10. Fucking beautiful music. Beautiful, 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 beautiful music. They did a damn good job of selecting the music and making the music for this anime. That is the type of music I want to hear for this series. The opening song at the end of this episode. Oh. Buying the soundtrack. I am definitely buying the soundtrack after that. That freaking opening song. That's delicious. That opening song is freaking delicious. It soothes my ears, soothes my mind. That was a beautiful opening. A very beautiful, beautiful opening. And even the CGI they used for, Hawk's mother in this episode, the giant green-ass pig that's carrying Boar's hat, they did a damn good job of that CGI. I mean, you could tell it's CGI, but it's not that bad. It's not cringeworthy. I felt like overall the choice of animation this episode was very good. The only time technically animation is not that good is when it was very off in the distance with the characters' faces, but which really doesn't matter because you really shouldn't complain about something like that. Overall, it matters about the up-close and personal shots and stuff, and the art was beautiful. I love the art. They're using the manga-type art look in this, and so, yeah, no complaints. I really am going to say either a 9.5 or 9 out of 10 for this episode. I am happy. I'm satisfied. I can walk out of this review and feel happy. I don't have to rant on one of my favorite series right now. Currently, 7 Deadly Sins, Nanatsu no Taizai, is my favorite series to read each individual week. It is my favorite. And I am so glad I'm not walking into this series and ranting on it. I'm so fucking happy. You really don't know how happy I am right now. I am unbelievably happy knowing I can feel satisfied about this first episode. So tell me your thoughts. How do you feel about this first episode? Do you feel like the introduction of the 7 Deadly Sins? Oh yes, actually, before I end this review, I want to talk about something. There was a couple of translation errors in this anime, or this episode. The translation errors were the Sacred Knights. There's no Sacred Knights. They're Holy Knights. I'm just clarifying that right now. There's no fucking Sacred Knights. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, there's no such fucking thing as a Sacred Knight. Only Holy Knight. So I'm correcting that translation error. Another translation error I want to fix is the sin of anger, as they called it in this episode. It's not the sin of anger. It's the sin of wrath. I'm just letting you know that, too. There was a couple of translation errors, but besides that, for the most part, nothing too bad. They didn't ruin the overall concept and theme of the episode, but that's just one thing that bugged me was when they were saying Sacred Knights in this episode. And, oh yeah, I want to clarify one last thing. Yeah, if you haven't noticed, probably majority of us that has watched the episode already of Nanatsu no Taizai, we're probably wondering, where the hell was this series all day? Where was the first episode all day long? If you did not know, this series has not been licensed by any company. As I heard from some Chibits, it's been licensed by Netflix. So don't expect this series anytime soon on Funimation or Crunchyroll. Yeah. So it's very sad. We're going to have to be waiting on fan subs every single week for this series. So every time Sunday comes around, we're going to have to wait for fan subs to sub the series. There is no official site to actually watch Nanatsu no Taizai, which is very depressing because I want to support this series so much. I'm not joking. I want to support the series. And I would be all over it if they already announced BDs and DVDs. I would be buying it instantly because I love it. And it's upsetting I have to watch fan subs to actually see this series. Hopefully a company will pick it up very soon. Tell me your thoughts. Love you all so much. And get ready for that Taizai fucking greatness. This is greatness. Be safe. Chibi out.